All right, so welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. I am your host. I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited because as a financial educator, as somebody who's been in this business for a very long time, I'm always trying to find different ways to build wealth. And when I tell you that this next guest that we have is going to blow your mind as it relates to building wealth, but just his story in general is really a story of triumph, or really a story that's gonna, like, if you're not motivated after this one, then you don't got a pulse. Alix Goodenergy, what's up, brother?
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. Like the name says it all, because I believe that life is energy. Everything is energy, right? So Alix Goodenergy, thank you for being our guest.
It's an honor.
For those who don't know who Alix Goodenergy is, please enlighten the folks. Who is Alix Goodenergy?
Hey man, super serial entrepreneur. Been an entrepreneur for like 20 years now. From Brooklyn, New York City. We just found out we was from the same city.
DK!
You know what I'm saying? From Brooklyn. I've been in Atlanta over 25 years though, so I guess I'm from Atlanta now, right? Man, just, the journey just been real, bro. Single mother, never met my father. Got tricked into moving to Atlanta. My mother sent me down here for the summer just to get away from Brooklyn and get away from the madness. And I ended up this last trip, she packed mad bags this time. And just make a super long story short, they started enrolling me in school, my aunt and uncle. And here I was just down here for vacation, but now I'm getting enrolled in school. So being sent to Atlanta was something that I wasn't happy about, but ended up literally changing the trajectory of my life, man. So just went from working regular 9 to 5, telemarketing, selling shoes at Just for Feet, to then becoming a party promoter. And then now, we in the trucking industry, man. And it's been an amazing journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that for a second, because, working a 9 to 5 and then that transition to party promoter.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Like what made you say, you know what, this 9 to 5 isn't enough. Let me go and figure something else out.
Yeah, man. I just want to shout to Dwight Roselle. That was my last boss, right? I tell people all the time, you got to jump off the porch, right? That's something that I preach in 2020, 2021. But I got pushed off the porch. I got fired from my last job. I was working as a telemarketer, and I was killing the game, Cash. Like, bro, when I tell you I was doing like 1,000 a week, 16 years ago, that was a lot of money back then. I'm a young dude.
Right.
And man, for some reason, man, me and him just kept butting heads. And we call him Buck. One day, Buck just came to my desk and he was like, look, man, your services are no longer needed. He claimed that I had missed a call because he could monitor the phone calls when we was calling and selling, products to people over the phone. And he let me go, man. And at this point, I had just got a new crib. I had just moved into my cousin's crib, renting his crib out. Just got my first luxury car, a little Lexus. And bro, like, this is my first taste of real bills, and now I lost my job. So I just never forget, man. As I was driving home, bro, I was like, man, like, I don't like this feeling. I don't like the fact that this other human being just had that much control over my life to where I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills next month. So it was just one of them things where it was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. And just stumbled into the nightclub scene, man. You know what I mean? I've said the story before, but I gotta say it because you can't even like get around it. Yeah. Man, I was, Carrabba's used to be one of my favorite restaurants, and I just was driving around looking for it. And where it was normally at, it wasn't there no more. So I walk up in there, they doing construction, and it was a nightclub. And I walk up in the nightclub, I'm like, yo, what y'all got going on in here? Where's Carrabba's? And the Asian guy, Mr. Moon, shot to Paul Moon, if you seeing this, changed my life, man. He walked out like, hey, can I help you? And I'm like, look, man, I'm trying to, where's Carrabba's at? He like, nah, we building a nightclub here. And he looked at me, he was like, yo, are you a promoter? And I was like, yeah.
I love it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then from there, I walked out of there with a nightclub with a Thursday night that I had to come up with in a couple of weeks. And man, that's how I started becoming a promoter, man.
Wait, let me stop there, right? Because, anytime our guests drop bars, I want y'all to catch them, right? And so you're saying to me that you went there to eat, right? Yeah. To a restaurant. The guy comes out, asks you if you're a promoter. Right. Have you promoted anything prior to that?
I had never promoted nothing.
Never promoted anything.
Yeah.
Instinctually, you're like, oh yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And then you figure it out.
I figure it out. I just figure it out.
Wow.
That was my mindset. Like, this is an opportunity. I've seen it done before. I had a couple of friends shot that missed the 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
He was the first one to expose me to the promoting life. So I seen it done before, but I had never done it. Yep. But, we from New York. Right. You know what I'm saying? We hustlers, we figure stuff out.
Absolutely.
So it was one of them things where it was like, all right, I got a night. I'm going to just figure this thing out, man. That's literally how I became a promoter.
Wow. And so, from a mindset perspective, right? Like, how are you feeling at this time? Because you said something very key, right? That you're at a position where another human being has control over your livelihood. And so, did you have any like kids, anything at the time?
No kids at the time. Didn't have no kids.
Yep.
But I had ego and I had a pride.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a grown man.
Right.
And like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent next month. I had I think $1,200 to my name because I'm making money at the job, but I don't understand money management at this time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm making $1,000 a week. Yeah. But I'm spending it because I'm like, I got another stack coming next week. Yeah. So it was just a very uncomfortable feeling for me. And, shout out to my brother Neo, it's a phrase that we said, like, it has to work or it has to work. It has
to work, absolutely.
That was my mentality at the time. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off, but this opportunity got to work because I'm not going back to mom house.
Yeah. And then so now you have that mindset, opportunity comes up. Were you was there any fear when you all right, I could do it? Like, was there any fear coming up saying that you're going to promote something and didn't know, never done it before?
Yeah, well, my biggest fear is, like I told you, I had 1,200 to my name.
Right.
And it was going to cause that to pull it off.
Right.
So it was at that moment that I realized what betting on yourself really means. Right?
Yeah.
Because this last 1,200, it gotta work.
Right.
So the fear was,
right.
So the fear was like, yo, if I invest my last 12 and it don't work, that was the fear right there. But and I'm proud of myself to this day. I said, I just had a effort moment, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't curse like that. I said, effort. Yeah. I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. And I'm gonna do it. So I invested, I spent $300 on flyers. I spent another $350, I think it was, on these kids to pass the flyers out for me, right? I had to buy the red carpet. Never forget, I had to go to and rent the red carpet for the line. I had to get the ropes, the little velvet ropes.
Right.
Bro, I'm just chipping away at my little 1,200, and I'm just trying to find, what do I need to pull this off? Yeah. And then I paid Nightlife Link $100 to send out an email blast. It was Nightlife Link and ATL Picks at that time. Yeah. Yo, fam, so by the time the party came, I had about 200 left to my name, fam. Wow. This is no exaggeration, bro. Literally $215 to my name. And the grand opening, it worked. I called all my friends, said, everybody pull up, bring $10 with you. Yeah. I ended up doubling my money. Nice. And I had a 4-year run from there.
Nice, and that was gonna be my next question. So 4 years, right? So every Thursday, you're in the nightlife. Talk about that. Talk to me about that exit. What, why was it 4 years? Why wasn't it 14 years? Or why wasn't it longer than 4 years?
Man, you gonna take it there, bro. Honestly, I was having a good run. I didn't fall off. It wasn't that I got cold. I had an incident happen to me, man, and I ain't gonna go into the whole story. Yeah. But just being in that nightlife, bro, it just bring a different type of energy. We around alcohol, we around women. Yes. Right? And man, I just met a young lady, and regular night, I said, look, man, let's link up next Tuesday. We're gonna have some drinks. Yeah. Man, she came to my house. She was supposed to park the car at my spot in Atlantic Station, and we were supposed to go and go have a drink. And ended up getting ambushed, man, from her boyfriend and his friend, man. They actually followed her to my house. Wow. And when I came out to greet her, I ended up getting ambushed, and I ended up getting stabbed in my back 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I got stabbed 3 times, bro. And keep in mind, I'm not confrontational at all. Right. Never had no issues with no human in life before. Right. I never brought that energy to me. So to go from not having no altercations to getting stabbed 3 times in my back, I don't know. It felt like I got set up, fam.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. I felt like I got set up, and I drove myself to the hospital, and I just never forget on the way to the hospital, I didn't think I was gonna make it because it was hurting to breathe. Wow. And I just told myself when I woke up in the hospital, man, after they did surgery, I was like, look, I ain't putting my family through this no more. This nightlife being popular, my name on the radio, it ain't worth my life.
Wow.
So as I was in the hospital, on top of my game, hosting the hottest parties in Atlanta, I decided I was never going back to it again, fam.
Wow.
That's one of the hardest decisions of my life.
Wait. Hold on. So you're saying, you know, and I get it, right? You know, top of your game, you know, the hottest you've ever been.
Yeah.
You know, now you're at a space where you have to make a decision, and you make that decision. What's the game plan? That like what are you saying to yourself is the next thing? Like how because now, I mean, we know the end. I mean, or for those who are watching who may not know the end, we're gonna get there. Right. But take me to that next journey. Like what's the decision making like? What makes you say, all right, this is what I'm doing next?
So when I recovered in the hospital, I was like, I need a vacation, right? So this is 2008. I go to Miami. It's my first time ever going to Miami. I was the last one of all my friends to ever go down there for some weird reason, right? So this is a time when Live on Sunday had just popped off. This is when Young Money was going crazy. This is when LeBron had first went to the Heat. So I'm down there on vacation, and you know what I'm saying, I got a couple dollars to my name, and I'm just turned off from Atlanta at this point. I'm just turned off like, man, they get some haters out there. I don't know what's going on. That shouldn't have happened to me. Right. So as I'm on vacation, I decided at that moment, like, yo, I'm moving down here. Like I needed a change. Right. So I literally, while I was on vacation, called the realtor and told them to meet me at the 900 building on Biscayne. I saw the unit and I signed my lease on vacation. First time in Miami, signed the lease. Wow. I only came back to Atlanta to get my belongings. So that was my next move. Let me go to Miami and figure it out. Yep. You know, I was single, no kids. I ain't really have nothing tying me to Atlanta like that. So that was my next move, man. And you know, I'm down there 3 years living off my savings. I couldn't like find nothing to do down there. Like everybody in Miami, what I learned about Miami is the people down there, they already got bread, right, or they doing illegal things. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Miami's not the networking, we gonna come up with a business. They don't be on that. Every time I try to do a meeting, they want me on the beach. I'm like, yo, bro, like, so
it's the port. If you know, you know. Man. Right.
So Miami was a fun time. Yeah. But yo, I got down to my last $3,000, 2012, man. And had to make another big decision. Stay here and struggle, right, or go back to Atlanta and figure it out. Wow. And one thing about it, as I was in Miami, I just kept seeing my guys out here in Atlanta networking. I realized my network was in Atlanta. It ain't no place like Atlanta. Like living in Miami, the palm trees, beach is great. Yeah. But as far as the networking, as far as the people that's willing to put a play together, as far as Black excellence, entrepreneurship. Yo, ain't no place like Atlanta, so I brought my butt back home. And so if I hear you correctly, your net worth is your network. That's a fact. Right? And so like you can lose all the money in the world, as long as you have a strong network, you can always put some plays together. Absolutely. You don't realize how important the network is until you get away from the network. I got away from the network and I went broke. Yeah. So yeah, man. So I got back. And then now you're back in Atlanta. How do you get to this next space? Because you Alix, right? Like you the dude, you know, you throwing these parties, people know your name, you rocking, you know what I'm saying? You leave, for some time, you come back. Yeah. Like what's the energy like? Yo, it was the energy was Alix fell off. That was the word around town. You know what I'm saying? Homie, high school, you was the man, homie? Yeah, you know, they see me in Miami and then I went quiet. I got back to Atlanta and I ended up sleeping on Mr. 2 Weeks' couch. Wow. Because I didn't want to go back to my mother's house. Like, that was the ultimate no for me. I'm a grown man. I cannot go back to mom's crib, bro. Right. So after a couple months at Jason and Mr. 2 Weeks' outhouse, I ended up having to go back to mom's house, bro. And I just told her, I said, look, give me 6 months. Let me just figure this thing out. Give me 6 months. And that's what I did. I just went ghost on everything. I went ghost on social media, while I figured out what the next play was going to be. Yeah. And that's where I figured it out, at my mom's house. It was 2012. I linked up with a dude by the name of D, and he was like, yo, let's go get a line of credit and let's start a business. So at first it was a barbershop, that didn't go through. Then it was a restaurant, that didn't go through. Keep in mind, we only had like 25, 30 grand. Right. We had big plans for that 30 grand though, right? And long story short, man, just kept running into truck drivers during the journey of trying to figure out what we was gonna do. And, dude by the name of Ed, man. You know what I'm saying? I know Ed gonna see me one day like, hey, man, I see you talk about me all the time.
Yeah.
But Ed sold me a dream, but I love him because if he wouldn't have gassed me, I wouldn't be here today. Ed told me he had a contract with the post office. All you had to do was get a box truck and I'm gonna put you on. Just get the truck. And people be kind of like talking, trying to big up what they do just to talk, not realizing that you serious. Right. So I went and got the truck, hit my man up like, I'm ready to go. Let's get it. Yeah. And he just started answering the phone, fam. So I got the truck, insurance around the corner. I don't got no direction. Wow. So that's how I got into trucking by getting gassed up and getting let down.
Wow. And so now take me to where you are today, right? I know in my journey when I look online, there are a lot of people who talk about trucks who are, trying to, helping other people do get into the trucking business. It is a conversation that I know that, on my state to states, I've only seen people who are not, not people of color, right? Black and brown folks, in that business. But now I see black and brown folks in that business a lot. Right. But I know that you're one of the pioneers. You're one of the people that really kind of put it down. So fast forward, tell us, today, Alix Goodenergy, Good Energy Worldwide, like what's that looking like right now?
Oh man, it's looking real consistent. It's out of here, bro. Like if going, like I feel like the business is viral right now. It's been viral for the last 2 years and it hasn't went away, man. It's just been a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because people get their seasons, their little runs, and then they kind of get cold. Yeah. Bro, it's been viral for about 2 years now, and we just keep raising the bar, man. But I started consulting in 2015, and I was literally the only person, especially of color, on the internet teaching people about the transportation industry, right? Y'all can do the fact checks, look it up. Yep. It wasn't cool. It wasn't sexy, right? You know what I'm saying? This is when everybody was rappers and singers and the promoters are still popping at this point. It wasn't sexy, bro. Yeah. And I posted it the other day how the rumors was, oh yeah, Alix fell off. He dealing with some dirty trucks or something. I don't know what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Right. And but I just kept my head down, bro. And after making all my mistakes and finally becoming profitable in 2015, that was when I just started teaching people. And they just started off with friends and family. I was just showing the homies like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was really trying to get my friends out the streets. Right. Like, I never said this before. Like, the reason I started consulting is because I had some homies that I didn't want to see get locked up. And I'm like, yo, bro, yeah, you got a felony, but you can still get your CDL. You can still own a trucking company. It don't matter about your record. You know what I mean? Please get out the streets. Right, yeah. So I didn't realize that me doing that and sharing it with the social media, that it would turn into what it turned in today, man. So, it just went from one-on-one consultations. One thing I learned about people is that when they see something working, when they see other people doing something, it kind of like turns into a domino effect. Right. It wasn't no business plan for what's happening today for me. Yeah. It was literally me just being transparent with what I was doing, and people like, okay, damn, I see it working. Damn, I seen what he started off with. His client started off with one truck. Now they got 3 trucks. He must be doing something right. And bro, like from 2015 to 2018, I probably put about 60, 70 people in business. Wow. And just killing it, bro. And to the point where I started enjoying it. And from there, I spent $5,000 to go on this cruise, right? I always preach to people about getting in the room. I spent $5,000 in 2018 to go on this cruise with Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas is doing a cruise. It was called the Phenomenal Life Tour. I had been watching E for years. Like when I went out of business in 2013, he was the one that was kind of getting me out of my slump. Absolutely. And dog, we went to go see him, and I went there just to get the information. That's all I went there. If I ain't care about no pictures, I ain't care about meeting them. I just wanted to get the information because I was just starting to really do good for myself. I had just reached 6 figures finally in my life. Nice. And I wanted to know how I could get to that next level. Yeah. So you talking about mindset, yo, bro, I'm there. And I don't know, I guess it's that good energy, man. I'm just sitting down eating dinner on night 3. Yeah. And a dude, his wife sits down, and then another couple sits next to me. He introduces himself. He says, my name is CJ, man. Alix, nice to meet you. What you do? So we start chopping it up. Yeah. I tell him what I do. He was like, yo, that's dope. So he said, you do one-on-one consultations? Like you actually be like physically do it? I said, yeah. He said, ooh, right? He made this like real ugly face. I'm like, oh, what's that face for? He was like, yo, you doing a lot of trading your time for money. I said, what you mean by that? He said, yo, bro, like, what you doing is a great service.
Yeah.
He was like, but you know how many people need that information? He said, you're only one person. You only able to service for so many people physically.
Right.
He was like, you got to put it online. He said, well, we'll talk. CJ ended up being ET's right-hand man, the brains behind Every Thomas and Associates. Right. He gave me a card. He said, yo, meet me in Atlanta at this address in a few weeks. We got this event I want you to come to. I go to the spot. It's called Masters of the Game. It was me, 15 people, CJ, ET. They handpicked 15 entrepreneurs from all over the country that have mastered their industry, and they put us all in one room.
Wow.
And from there, bruh, he was my mentor. CJ became my mentor. And man, he told me to do the digital training portal. He told me to put everything online. Wow. Take your whole blueprint, put it online so that you can reach the masses. Wow. That one piece of advice right there, that one piece of advice literally changed my life.
Wow. 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 Whoo! Like a lot of power. Man, like I'm trying to unpack all of this, right? Because, you know, it kind of sounds like everything you've been through, good, bad, ugly, sets you up for where you are right now, right? And, you know, being at a space where you're seeing all this stuff, right? Like, you know, almost losing your life, right? Moving out of town, having to come back and sleep on a friend's couch, and like why didn't you give up? Why, like, what is that mental fortitude that say, yo, Alix, keep going? Like, why didn't you just say, you know what, I'm gonna get a job, or what was in you that said, nah, I just gotta keep going? Like, I'm talking about, you almost lost your life though. You feel what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff that happened, what gave you the energy, pun intended, to keep going?
Honestly, you know, not to go back to it, but just watching ET's videos for one. Yeah. Also, with trucking, the reason I didn't give up is because I seen the potential in the industry. I seen people that were successful at it. Yeah. And I had identified what I did wrong. So once I identified what I did wrong, I knew, okay, I just need to make these adjustments, and I could fix it, and I could give it another shot. Yeah. I just knew that it was an essential industry. Yeah. So that was one of the other reasons I didn't give up. And I don't know, man, I was just exposed to a next level living. Yeah. I had cousins that was killing it. They wasn't doing it the legal way, but I got exposed to a lifestyle that I seen was possible. And I decided that I wasn't gonna stop until I got there. My other mentor, Jamal King, says your level of exposure determines your level of success. I really feel that the fact that I seen next level living, the fact that I seen dudes actually taking care of their family, retiring their wives, and all this other stuff, I seen it was possible. That's all I needed to see. And I was like, I gotta get to it.
Right. That's powerful. And so now, you know, there's somebody out there who is probably down on their luck, who's trying to figure things out. You know, what advice do you give them? Like what's the next, especially now, right? We, 2021 pandemic, people, there's a lot going on, job loss. What's your advice to them?
First of all, just get away from trying to do what's popular. Find something that you're good at. And this is something I've said. I'm like, yo, you got to find something that you're good at and become an absolute beast at it. You also got to find a problem and try to solve a problem. I feel like the most successful businesses solve problems. It was a big problem with the turnover and the failure rate in trucking. So I decided the problem that I was going to fix is show people how to not make all the mistakes, right? How to identify all the pain points that they was going through, which is finding drivers, trucks breaking down. I identified all the pain points and found the solutions, brought resources together, and that's what made us successful. You understand what I'm saying? And another thing is just, just over delivering, man. Over delivering is just so important. Like even with you, like with your whole situation, like I feel like you over delivering. Like you could have just got in a room and just put two chairs together, but you like, nah, I want to have the whole concept. I want to have a vault. We're gonna call it inside the vault. You're gonna do this, come down the steps with the crazy intro. That's called over delivering. And when you put that work in the beginning, you reap the rewards on the end. Absolutely. So that's what I just tell everybody, man. Like just overkill. Yeah. Overkill on the value.
Yeah. And so, how viable, is trucking as a means to build wealth, right? So you think from we always hear stocks, we always hear bonds, mutual funds, you hear, investing in real estate.
Right.
You don't really hear a lot of people tell you invest in trucking, right?
Yeah.
And so how valuable is that as a business, as a wealth building tool?
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite phrases I always say is, if you want to see a real pandemic, let those trucks stop.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when we'll have a real pandemic. If those trucks decided that they're not moving no more. Everything that's in this room, this vault, everything had to be on a truck. It had to be transported.
Right.
So you got to think about it. Like when you talk about essential, this is essential.
Wow.
Trucking.
Wow.
So what I think is that people were intimidated by the industry. All you seen was these big trucks.
Right.
And all you seen was people of different colors running it.
Right.
Right? The only thing that you saw us doing was driving the trucks. That's all you seen us doing. So I say it all the time. They messed up and let me figure this game out.
Right.
So I just decided I'm gonna be the Harriet Tubman and just show y'all, hey, look, I figured it out. I found a way. Come on behind me.
Let's go. Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But trucking is, man, bro, like especially when the season is right, when the market is high, when the supply and demand is where it needs to be, when there's more freight than it is trucks. When that supply and demand, the money comes in to the point where it feels illegal.
Wow.
Right? It's not many industries that you can make this type of money from home. I don't got a CDL. Never drove a truck, and I ain't getting one.
Right.
Not getting one. It don't even make no sense at this point.
So talk to me a little bit about that, right? So you own a trucking company,
Right.
but don't have a CDL.
Right.
You own a trucking company, but never drove a truck.
Nah.
That don't even make sense to me. Talk to me.
I know it don't. And it was something that I looked at it as it was a handicap at first. Like dudes in the industry, OGs in the industry used to be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't never drove no truck. You don't know about no truck.
Right.
But I think about it, I'm like, yo, dog, like the owner of McDonald's don't be in McDonald's flipping fries.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's so funny because I don't like driving, bro. Like I'm not the long distance. Like here to Charlotte is my max.
Right.
Get me out the car from here after Charlotte, right? From Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it wasn't my passion.
Yeah.
So I just had to learn how to move them chess pieces. And me not driving really made me really focus on becoming that much of a good owner to make up for the fact that I didn't drive.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's so funny because what was once a handicap that I looked at as a weakness ended up being my superpower. Right? It ended up being like my niche and my story. Pulled it off without a CDL.
And it's funny because there's a quote that says, those who know how will always have a job, but those who know why will always be their boss. Right?
Right.
And so I love that because, that actually you think about it, right? Uber doesn't own any cars, right? Airbnb doesn't own any places, right? And so you've like literally have become sort of like the Airbnb of trucking, or you know what I'm saying? Like these services. And so, talk to us a little bit about, so somebody who is, they might be sitting on some money, want to invest. They might, trying to figure what their next move is.
Right.
They're hearing you talk about, trucking being an essential business. Right. What's their first step? How do they even, get into the business, and what do they do first? 3 words.
Education before compensation.
Big bar.
Yes, yep. I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Period. It's so many industries that you could just figure it out and just jump into it and watch a couple YouTube videos. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And figure it out. It's a lot of industries. Right. You're gonna get you some washers and dryers, a little laundromat set up, little vent, But this game, this ain't that game, bro. A lot of money to be made, but a lot of money to be lost if you come in here playing, right? Yeah. A lot of moving parts, but I'm obsessed with systems. I'm obsessed with, I heard my brother, Troy say it earlier. It's about working, what he said, it's about working smarter, not harder. I forgot the phrase that he said, but I'm obsessed with that part right there. I was like, yo, all the things that I don't like to do, let me figure out how I can put people in place to do it. So one of the biggest headaches that we have is breakdowns. I used to get calls 2:00 in the morning about truck being broke down. I used to not sleep good because I'm like, if that phone ringing too, I know what's going on. Hopefully ain't nobody get killed. Right. So I put people in place to handle that, right? So what I would tell them is to get educated, to learn how to run it first before you jump into this game. That would be the first step that they would need to do. Another thing that they would need to do is just have a cushion. You know, not only have the money for startup, which is going to run you anywhere from 15 to 25 grand to start up if they financing, but you definitely want to have at least 10 to 15 put to the side. I tell people that's with any business. If you're going to invest into a business, you need to make sure that you have enough money put to the side as if that business didn't make $1 profit for the first 6 to 12 months. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is definitely one of those games that you want to have. Another thing I would tell them to do is warranties. You know, it's a big machine, and there's parts on this truck that can break down that can cost you $12,000. Wow. Right? One breakdown. I've seen a breakdown take somebody completely out the game. Wow. So just, it goes back to the education, knowing what warranties to get. There's so many places and dealerships that have these default warranties that they offer you, but it don't cover what it need to cover. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And also I would just say that find a driver that is dependable. That was one of my biggest mistakes when I first got into the game, is I was so desperate to get up and running that I literally was willing to put whoever in my truck just to say that my truck was moving. Right. And it's a phrase that I always say, you'll lose more money hiring the wrong driver than just letting your truck sit. So now I've specialized in identifying what drivers to put in my truck. From the interview process to when I meet them in person, that's a very important stage right there. Is like, who are you going to trust to put in your investment? Wow. That's the biggest mistake a lot of people make when they come into the game, is just hiring the wrong drivers. Wow. So, you know, like I said, I would definitely, you know, really fully get educated before you hop into the trucking industry.
No, I love it. And I know you mentioned something about, you know, financing, right? Is this, you know, for those out there who might have the money to get started, do they, you know, is it something that they have to have good credit for? Is it something that, you know, once they're able to buy the asset that serves as collateral? How does someone maneuver around sort of like that financing part of it?
You know, it goes back to solving those problems. That's another issue people have with coming to the game. Yeah. Everybody don't got the best credit. I do recommend, if you want to go to a dealership and get like the top of the top truck, top of the top warranty, you definitely want to have at least a 700 so that you can get a good interest rate. But if you're not a driver, you definitely want to have a good driver with a good record to have in place before you go get that financing. You feel what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you have a good driver, especially because you're not going to be able to get insured without that good driver. And you want to make sure that he has no accidents in the last 2-3 years. You want to make sure if he does have a ticket, it's no more than one ticket. Another thing, you know, we heard it all the time. I got the cash, but I don't got the credit. So what I did was I teamed up with an underwriter. Teamed up with an underwriter where people who get educated through our portal, guaranteed approvals. Wow. No credit checks. All you gotta do is show that you got some money in the bank that you can afford. Nice. And your down payment is as low as $2,500 now.
Nice. Wow.
So that, you know what I'm saying? That was an issue, and I figured it out.
Nice. And so now, all right, been through all of this, you're out of space, business is booming. You've created these systems, you're helping people. You know, when you look at your company, what's next for you?
Man, you know, it's so funny. I was talking to EYL earlier today, and, you know, we had, I was supposed to get on the road last year, man, right before the pandemic hit. I was looking forward to like taking this information on the road, you know what I'm saying, touching the people in different cities. You know, so that was like that was stopped right before the pandemic. So I'm looking forward to things kind of settling down and getting able to get on the road and touch the people, you know what I'm saying? The brand has definitely exploded in the last 12 months. All over the country, including Toronto. Nice. And I'm looking forward to getting on that stage. Nice. And, you know, with me, it ain't just about trucking. Like, you know, I give game just as an entrepreneur overall, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I just represent for the underqualified overachievers. No college degree, made a way. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that, you know, we was all led astray and thought that, you got to go to college. Yeah. All our parents told us to go to college for 4 years and hopefully you can make $100,000 a year. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But, me, my crew, shout out to the circle of CEOs. We here to show people that, you can bet on yourself, create your own destiny. And that 6 figures could be monthly, it could be weekly, it could be daily. You know what I'm saying?
And so like now, where does that, cause I, we inside the vault. So I want to dig into like the mindset, right? It's like, and I know you touched on this before, right? Like once you see it's possible, right? Like you can't unsee things, right? And so, but where does the mindset come from in which you want to help people, right? And I know that might sound like it's a serious question because, a lot of times, especially in our community, people want to they want to be the man. They want to be the person that nah, I'm good. I'm not showing you the game.
Yeah.
I had to figure this out. Well, I'm gonna show you when I had to figure it out. Right. But here you are. You learned the game. You went through the trials and tribulations. You figured it out, right? And now you help. Not only do you have created the portal to help people, but you go live. Like I watch your live. Like you go live. You give out free game, right? So it ain't even like I can't even sit here and be like, yo, you just doing it for the money, right? Like you give out a lot of free game. So where does that come from? Like why do you feel like, all right, you know what? I learned all of this, but now I wanna help people as well.
Another 3 words: impact over revenue. It's the impact for me. Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah. And specifically in trucking, I can't haul all the loads in America that America needs to be moved. Like I don't got 1,000, 2 million trucks. Yeah. So what was dope about my situation, just on, outside of the fact that I just love helping people and I get a lot of gratification from that, I ain't creating no competition. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? If I could put you on, I could put Earn Your Leisure on, they can go get 100 trucks. It don't affect nothing that I got going on. It's still gonna be freight for me. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that made it a lot easier. The fact that I'm creating these fleet owners, I'm creating these, but what I'm doing is I'm bringing quality to the industry. I'm bringing integrity to the industry because I'm not just teaching these people the business side of things. Right. I'm not just teaching them how to run a trucking company. I'm teaching them mindset. I'm teaching them how to be good owners to drivers, how to treat their employees, right? How to do good business. Right. And one thing about the trucking industry, as lucrative as it can be, it's not the most politically correct. It ain't the most cleanest industry. We got people, you ain't got to, how can I put it, man? Like I might call a book a load and the broker might be cursing on the phone. Like it's not that type of industry. But it was a lot of shady things happening in the industry, man. A lot of bad business. Yeah. So what I'm happy most about is that I'm bringing some good people to the industry, man. That's gonna really, like my brother Adam says, leave the industry better than we found it. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah. But bro, the impact is just amazing, man. Like I was talking to my brother him 400. I was like, yo, if I had the opportunity to be a rapper or athlete or do this entrepreneur thing again, I would definitely come back. The love is different. Right. It's one thing for somebody to run up on you like, yo, I love your music, or I love how you tackle that person. But when people come up to you and be like, yo, the information that you shared with me changed my life. Absolutely. When they tell me like, yo, I quit my job because of that portal. Yeah. When they tell me my marriage got saved because I was able to spend more time at home and I was able to dispatch my trucks from home and that saved my marriage. Wow. Once I heard that for the first time a few years back, I was like, okay, I see what you want me to do, God. I love it here. Yeah. I love it here. Yeah. Yeah. And I was just obedient. When God showed me like, yo, this is what you here for. Right. Yeah, we did the parties. Yep. Right. Yeah, we did, you went to Miami, but this is what you here for. Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. Right. Say no more. Wow. Say no more.
Powerful. And so now, all right, Alix has been through trials and tribulations, figured it out, is in a great space. What money and wealth advice would Alix give to his 18-year-old self?
Stop spending it like it's guaranteed to come every daggone week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop like please respect your money, bruh. Yeah. Please respect it. Because I've said it, money is like a female. If you keep disrespecting it, she gonna leave you. Okay. Yeah. And sometimes we don't respect it until we don't have it. When we got it, it's burning a hole in our pocket. So I would tell myself like, yo, respect the money a little bit more.
All right, dope. So, all right, so now we're at a space, right? So, you giving advice, to your 18-year-old self.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the collectiveness of all of the advice you have received, what would you say is the best financial advice that you've ever received?
That's an easy one. This is the best advice ever, yo. Shout out to Jamal, man. Jamal King out of Chicago. He told me in 2018 on that cruise, he said, I see the type of life that you want to live. I see how you move. He told me to have an asset to pay for every expense that you got.
That's a big bar. All right, so for those who didn't catch that, right? Have an asset to pay for everything that you want, right? So the house, the car, the vacations, have an asset, something that you own. Break that down.
I'm gonna break it down, man. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, we all wanna drive our dream cars. We all wanna live in that house. Yeah. We all wanna get the jewelry, the watch, the chains. Yeah. But what I did when he gave me that advice, every time I wanted to go make a big purchase, I would just make sure that I had something that paid for it, whether it was me going to buy a new truck. Yeah. Like I like right now, I bought my dream car in 2018. But before I bought my car, I went and bought a truck. So I got a truck that pays for that car.
Nice. Yeah.
I just bought my dream home 8 weeks ago.
Congrats.
Thank you. Listen, I got assets that pay for that. So what I do, I literally set it up like this. The assets that I get paid from, I have that going to an account, and then I have my mortgage coming out of that account, auto pay.
Right.
So I don't even spend any of the new money that I make. Right? Wow. All the money all my bills are auto paid from the money that comes from my assets, like literally.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, I was like, ooh, I got to do this. All right, before I do this, let me get that.
Wow.
That's how I do it.
And so look, I'm gonna tell you why that's important, right? So we talk about all the time, 4 types of people in the world. You got consumers, producers, investors, and philanthropists. Most people are consumers. They're always just spending, but they're not producing. And if they're not producing, they're not investing. And so when we think about the cycle of money is supposed to circulate, right? And so a lot of times people are working hard for money, and then they buy things with the money, and then they gotta work hard again. Right. But you're saying, nah, I ain't gonna work hard for money. Money's gonna work hard for me. Yep. I'm gonna make this money. I'm gonna deploy, right? I'm gonna take this money. I'm gonna deploy it into an asset. And that asset now, it duplicates you in a sense.
Period.
And then now, so this almost feels like fail-proof. Like you could almost never go broke in that space because you have all of these assets.
Yeah.
That are now income producing assets that are paying you.
Right.
Oh, that's gold. That's gold. Right. That's gold. And so I know you mentioned, Jamal King, facts out to Jamal. Yeah. Has, mentorship, right? You mentioned Jamal, you mentioned CJ. Yeah. I think that, a lot of people, don't realize the importance of mentorship, right? And so, I would ask you, and I don't want to lead the question, but do you think mentorship is important? And if you do, talk to us about why mentorship is important and some of the mentors, that have helped you.
Nah, for sure. I really feel like without my mentors, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now. I promise you I wouldn't, right? Shout out to CJ, man. I got to go back to CJ. CJ told me something even about my social media, right? But he told me, he said, because in 2018, I was always talking that truck talk, but my page was like 50-50, like 50% personal lifestyle. You might see my dog, my mom, right? Vacations. And then the other 50 was trucks. So when he saw me, he went through my page and said, okay, I love it. I love the whole Goodenergy stuff. He was like, but make 90% trucking and do 10% lifestyle, right? I'm just giving you what my mentor told me. I said, all right, whatever. So I listened to his advice and I just started hammering the trucking game, gems, value, you know what I'm saying? Yes. And my page started growing. Not only did it start growing, I started growing and getting the right followers. Right. Because what I realized is when you went to my page and you followed me, it was so much truck stuff going on that you had to follow me for what I was selling, for what I was doing.
Absolutely.
For trucking, right? Absolutely. So I had 8,000 followers when I met CJ. Now I'm at 94,000 followers.
Wow, nice.
But my engagement, forget the number.
Right.
That advice that he gave me, my mentor gave me, he said, you need to be synonymous with trucking.
Right.
When people think of trucks, they need to think about Alix Goodenergy. You need to give so much value that you are synonymous with trucking.
Right.
I said, all right, cool. I listened.
Yes.
I listened.
Yeah.
So it's not even just about having a mentor. Are you coachable? I am extremely coachable. Yeah, I'm a coach. I'm a mentor, consultant myself.
Right.
But I have no issues getting back into the student seat and listening.
Yeah.
So, my conversions is high. If I do a sale, before I even hit the email blast, before I hit the ads, I put it on my page. It goes crazy. Why? Because I got the right followers. If you go on my page right now, you see I make a post, you're going to see thousands of likes, but forget the likes.
Right.
Check the comments.
Right.
Check the engagements.
Right.
I know people who got 400,000 or 500,000 followers that don't got 400 comments.
Absolutely, right.
When I go live, you might see, last time I was on live, it was 1,000 people.
Wow, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't got 300,000 followers. I didn't see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was that advice.
Yeah.
It was that mentorship that helped me tweak things in my business that took me to the next level and made me a multi-millionaire, fam.
Wow.
Straight up.
Powerful.
Because I would not have done that. I would have kept doing it the way I've been doing it and stayed right there.
Yeah.
So mentorship is extremely important, but you have to get mentored from people who are at the destination that you're trying to get to.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it need to be deeper than just them being rich.
Right.
Because ET says it all the time. It's that triple-double lifestyle. We can't just excel in one part and be struggling in the other two.
Absolutely.
We can't just focus on the money and not focus on our health. We can't just focus on the money and not take care and not make sure the family and your soul and your spirit is right.
Right.
So my mentorship just helped me create a balance. Like, okay, cool, we can make the bread. I know how to make bread, but how can we keep this money?
Right.
That's what I'm on now, bro.
Right. 2021. Yeah.
I made the bread these last 2 years. Now, how can I be like this forever? How can I live like this forever? How can I make sure that foreclosure notice don't hit my front door?
Right.
That's what we on right now, bro. And I wouldn't have been on that unless I was around that energy, fam. So it's important.
Yeah. What was the first thing you did when you realized, like, forget multi. Give me the first thing you did when you was like, I'm a legit millionaire. Like,
yeah. I went and bought that car. I ain't gonna lie. I went and bought that whip.
Yeah.
And
what car? Let's talk. Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk. What car was this?
It was the S63 coupe, man. The S63 AMG coupe.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? It's funny because I used to go to the Benz dealership in Buckhead probably like once a month. It just sat in that joint. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I ain't gonna lie, my journey happened kind of fast as far as, like, not the whole journey, but as far as like going from a couple dollars to like six figures. It happened like within like a few months. And man, it just went up to that dealership. They, you came to sit in the car again? You know what I'm saying? Like, I said, nah, I actually came to buy it today. You feel me? And just being able to, drive off in that joint, fam, and knowing that I didn't spend beyond my means. That was just amazing for me, fam. You know what I'm saying? So,
wait, I don't want them to miss this bar though, right? Visualize this thing you want, see it, feel it, believe in it. Yo, my guy said, I used to sit in it every month, right? Before he even had the means to buy it.
Facts.
He was don't miss that, y'all. Yeah. He was sitting in the car. He was visualizing, he was feeling it.
Yeah.
He was feeling the energy.
And it was on my screensaver for like a year. It was on my screensaver on my desk as well. On God, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So first thing, he like, yo, look, I'm officially on that milli. Here's the first thing I did. So now talk to me about the most extravagant thing you've done with money.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Cash.
Yeah.
Yo, man. And it even sounds crazy saying this, bro.
Yeah.
But my first home was my dream home, bro. November 30th, fam.
Nice.
I bought my dream home, bro.
Nice.
And let me tell you, let me let y'all explain. Let me let y'all understand something, right? I could have bought a home probably like a year ago, 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But it's something called timing, man, and just doing it when it's right and not rushing it, man. You know, I was like, okay, I could do it a year ago, or I could wait, stack up some more, put some more things in order, and not have to sacrifice on what I want.
Yeah.
So I wrote down a list to my realtor when I realized I was in position and I could afford the dollar amount of the house that I wanted. I told her, these are the things that I want. I need an elevator.
Yeah.
I need a finished basement.
Hey.
Right? I need at least 8,000 square foot.
Yeah.
Open concept.
Yeah.
Everything that I told her I wanted.
Right.
I said, don't show me nothing unless it has that. The second house she showed me had everything I needed.
Wow.
I told her, don't show me nothing else.
Wow.
And I closed on my house November 30th, man. And I ain't gonna lie, Cash, I be waking up 2 a.m, walking around that joint like, this is really mine.
Word.
I be having to check the paperwork, just making sure that's my name on it.
Word.
It's a blessing, bro.
Word.
The cars is cool, the jewelry is cool, but when you own property, especially when you purchase it the right way, when you make sure that the comps, like as soon as I moved in, my property value was up. The house next to me is worth $1 million more than mine.
Wow.
You dig what I'm saying?
Wow.
So this is different for me, fam. Like I got equity now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I'm telling y'all, if y'all can't feel what I'm feeling right here. Y'all can't feel it. Hopefully it's translating. But like I said to y'all earlier, if you're not inspired, right? If you're not inspired by this interview here, we can't help you. Because this story here, it's inspiring to me. It's motivating. To really kind of, see where you started, see, everything you've been through.
Right.
Thank God you didn't give up, right? Because bigger than all the blessings that you're able to receive, I can relate to being at a space where people wake up and they're like, yo, you changed my life, right? And so the fact that you have those blessings is a direct correlation to the lives that you saved.
Right.
And you don't even know the lives that you don't even know about all the lives you saved. You know about the people who were, who gave you your flowers. You know about the people who are telling you about it. Right. But there's other people out there that don't even, that you've helped, that you never even talked to, you've never even met, that you don't even know. Right. And so the blessing in being able to walk in your purpose, right? The blessing in being able to walk in your purpose, and as a result of walking in your purpose, you are blessing others, and that is what allows the blessings to pour into you. That's just different.
Nah, it's a blessing, bro. And before we even hop off this, y'all asked me what was the most extravagant purchase, right? Yeah. Can I tell you what was the most meaningful though? I paid my mother's house off. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That was it for me.
Wow.
I just paid my mother's house off 4 weeks ago, bro. And that was probably the best money I done spent, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because I watched my mother work 3 jobs in Brooklyn, and I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I'm walking around my house, bro. And I'm like, yo, my mom, she live in a good area, but I just know that, the neighborhood ain't what it used to be. Yeah. And she always saying that when I pay it off, then I'll move. But I just, as a man, bro, just walking through my 8,000 square foot house, knowing that my mom still got a mortgage. She's still busting her butt at that hospital, been there for 25 years. Just knowing that, she don't like the neighborhood where it's going. Bro, I ain't feel right in that mansion, knowing that my mom ain't fully happy, bro.
Right.
So, bro, 3 weeks ago, I went over there, and I gave her a blank check. I told her, whatever you owe on the house, go ahead and pay that off.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I bought her dream car in July, the X5. She just loved the X5 for some reason.
Yeah.
I said, I got to get you out that Honda. I can't be out here riding how I'm riding. And my mother, let me tell you something. All my movers and shakers out there, man, right? You on the gram, you flexing, you doing your thing. That's cool. But we don't respect all that if your parents are struggling. Take care of your peoples. If they made sacrifices for you, before you start balling, make sure that they straight.
Yeah.
My mom ain't got no bills right now. That's my biggest accomplishment.
Man, like I felt that, bro. Like I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt that. I'm speechless. I don't.
You didn't know like you can close on that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, so we can get rid of the.
I mean, he done answered so much shit.
Yeah, nah. Like, there's no like. I'll be honest with you. Like, I can't go nowhere.
So no like.
Nah, like what? Yeah, I mean, we can if you want, but I don't.
I just think that emotion is so high. That's where you leave that shit.
Nah, fact. I honestly, yeah, I agree with that.
Well, let's just do at least talk about the people, the people that help you.
This interview is.
It's impactful.
It's impactful. Yo, you gonna feel this. Like you gonna feel it. You watch this, you gonna feel it. And I don't wanna add nothing that's gonna take away from that.
All right, so let's wrap.
Honestly, I'm about to get emotional. I lost my mom in 2019, yo, and so that's why I couldn't talk. Like I lost my mom. My mom passed away March 2nd.
From your energy.
So we can stop here because like. I'm about to get emotional. I've never got emotional on camera. I lost my mom. March 2nd, 2019, and I can't, bro. Like, bro, man. Yo,
God bless you, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, it's real, man.
Yo.
Man, and I've heard that story so much, bro. That's why I said I'm not procrastinating no more. I'm gonna do it now because we're not guaranteed. But God bless me. God bless your mother, brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Man. And for real, like it hit me because, you know, you said the most impactful thing that's happened is being able to help the person that got you here. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it hit me.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing well, but I you know what I'm saying? I didn't have that. Yeah. I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't had that.
Nah, real talk, man. And shout out to my guy Beyond Win, man. Beyond Win called me yesterday, bro, out of nowhere, bro. Man, out of Cleveland, big real estate dude out there. He was like, yo, bro, he lost his mom. He called me yesterday and said the same thing, bro. He said he lost his mom. Yeah. And he was like, when he saw what I did for my mother, it inspired him to do it for his kids' grandparents.
Yeah.
Because they sacrificed for him. He was like, yo, bro, he just called to thank me. Like, yo, bro, that I'm gonna pay their house off now. And if that motivates anybody to do something like that, because ain't no feeling like that, bro. Like, I'm cool. I'm gonna get the bread. I'm gonna live like that. But that feeling right there, bro, was different, fam.
Yeah. Yo, Alix Goodenergy, Inside the Vault. Like I said to y'all earlier, if y'all not motivated by this interview, I don't know what to tell you, brother. I appreciate your transparency. I appreciate all you do. You know, continue blessings. Continue because again, like just being able to be blessed and bless others and I wish you infinite success. Continue, brother. All right, so Alix, you know, brother, you know, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your transparency. You know, for really just giving us what you know, Alix Goodenergy, right?
Yeah.
And so what's next for you?
Man, you know, right now we got 3 courses. I got the Complete Trucking Portal showing fleet owners how to become an owner, how to, you know, not need a CDL, hire a driver, and be able to run a trucking company without physically having to be there, right? That's what the Complete Trucking Portal is. I have the Dispatch Mastery course that shows people how to become a dispatcher without owning any fleet, owning any trucks. You're able to make money by handling the day-to-day operations for other trucking companies. And we also dropped a broker course. I did that in collaboration with Lady Logistics and Logistics Chick. We're a one-stop shop, man. I got one more course, man. You know, so many ways to skin a cat in trucking. So many different ways to earn income in this industry. And we got a special one. My final course will be dropping in 2021. We're going to show y'all how to get into the hot shot game, right? No CDL needed. It's going to be crazy, man. So that's what's coming next. As soon as this pandemic slows down, we getting back on that road. Right? And we just bringing more value to the transportation industry. I want to shout out my partner, Adam Wingfield. Like he says, we're going to leave the industry better than we found it. I want to shout out to my whole team, Rob Goodenergy, everybody that's up under the umbrella. Shout out to Eric Thomas and Associates, that whole squad. Y'all can find me on Instagram, man. Instagram is so good to me, bro. Yeah. Instagram is so good to me, man. Shout out to all my followers, everybody that show love, all the engagement. It's Alix, ALIX _Goodenergy, right? LinkedIn, Alix Burton, and the website, man, goodenergyworldwide.com. We got everything you need, man. All right? Let's go.
Yo, we closing out Inside the Vault. You know, make sure y'all tap in, tune in.
You know what? Let me do this. I got to do this. You know, I don't know how far this interview's going to go, but if you made it to the end of this interview, I want to give you some love, man. I'm going to give you $299 off the complete trucking portal, all right? It's normally $2,000. Give you $299 off using the coupon code VAULT-ENERGY, right? And I'm going to also give y'all $199 off the Dispatch Mastery course using the same code. All right, y'all? I'm going to see y'all on the other side, man. I really appreciate it.
That's love. Please make sure y'all take advantage of this because, you know, this business will change your entire life. Alix Goodenergy,
yes, sir.
Brother, I appreciate you again. Thank y'all so much for tapping in, for tuning in. Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. I'm going to see y'all next time. Look, we bringing nothing but fire, nothing but heat. I'll see you next episode. Ash Cash, out.
Let's go.